He practiced one day. I thought he gave a tremendous effort. He left his heart on the court. I feel terrible for him for tripping over his own feet. I don't know if he got bumped or slipped, but he just played unbelievably hard. And for only practicing one day and come back with a separated shoulder, he's a very, very tough young man.
They had a lot of open threes in the first half. Is there something that they were doing or you guys weren't doing that allowed that to happen?
Yeah, they're really good. Great. They spread the floor when they put Allen. He's a small forward. He's a big. Well, he plays the four for him, the face-up four. But when they have guys like Chase and Randall and Brown, and then they throw in a four-man that can shoot like that, they're hard to guard because our four-men are a little slower and a little bigger. And if you don't switch the ball screens, they pick and pop you. And if you do switch, then you have your four-man on their guard and vice versa. So it's a tough matchup. That's the advantage of having a face-up four-man that can shoot the three from range, and that's what he did tonight. He's a very, very good player.
That being said, Andy, what did you think of your perimeter defense the last 5 minutes?
I thought it was terrific. I thought we really stepped up. I thought we shut the driving lines down. We contested the threes, and we rebounded the ball.
Is that kind of the situation you wanted at the end with him with the ball in his hand?
Yeah, he's our best penetrator. We thought we had enough time, 7.5, 8 seconds. I can't remember the exact amount, but it was plenty of time to penetrate, drive and kick, dump it down if they help up, or he would have had a 4 or 5 foot floater to win the game if he wouldn't have tripped because he got by 2 guys and he just tripped, and so he would have had a clean look at the basket for a shot, or probably would have had a nice pass if someone did help up at the end.
Did he look a little rusty at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, he was very rusty at the beginning. That's why it's so impressive because he got in there, he missed his first 3 shots. They weren't good shots, they were forced, and then he went to the bench and regrouped, and then he came out and played a great game.
Caden Reinhardt only played 6 minutes in the second half. Was it more of a factor that Julian Jacobs played so well, or were you upset with Caden's performance?
No, I'm not upset with Caden at all. He's playing hard, but with Julian Jacobs, had 16 points, made 2 threes, was defending, had 3 steals. McLaughlin was playing well, and then Elijah Stewart and Marquetti were giving us great energy, and especially on the defensive end. So, Caden, not upset with him at all. It's just a matter of the other guys were playing pretty well tonight.
At some point, is a liability that he leads the team in shots, but is shooting 32%?
Well, he's working hard on his shot selection and also his balance on his shot. So he had a couple, I thought, good looks tonight where he missed, and a couple off-balance shots that he missed. So, yeah, we do need Caden to shoot a higher percentage. He is working hard at it. So we're going to keep supporting him and giving him the reps in practice to do that.
Given the first 2 games of conference play and now these last 2, are you feeling pretty optimistic going forward the way you guys played the last 2 games?
Well, our staff loves our team. They are terrific young men. They're young, they're energetic, they're fun. They don't always make smart decisions in practice or in the games, but we are so proud of them. It's a joy to come to practice every day. When we walk in the gym, they want to get better. We played a lot of tonight with 3 freshmen on the court and 2 sophomores. But in a game against Stanford, you have you put the ball in the freshman's hands at the end. You have a chance to win it. The way the game went, we'll take that. Obviously, we'd like to lead start to finish like we did the other night, but you're not just going to do that every game. So, I'm very proud of them.
What do you like about the lineup with Julian and Jordan in there at the same time?
Well, it gives you 2 ball handlers, and Julian and Jordan are both capable of breaking the defense down. And if Julian can keep shooting the ball, he's improved his shooting dramatically from last year. I don't know if you can tell that because he's not a volume 3-point shooter. He shoots it when he's open. Like tonight, he made a couple threes. So whenever you have 2 guys on the court, if you look at even the last couple national champions that had 2 combo point guards that can penetrate, break the defense down, it's extremely hard to guard. So that gives us that extra ball handler and penetrator on the court.
You used Julian a little bit more at the point tonight, even when Jordan was in the game. Was that a product of Jordan's shoulder, or just something you liked after seeing Julian?
I liked it. I liked what we saw. Julian was playing well at the point. Jordan was really good coming off screens and making plays. So in transition, they can both handle the ball, and so I guess it's just a feel for how the game's going and who has it going at what position. but both of them can play either position. They're both point guards. Jordan's a true point guard, and Julian is really a point that can play the two because he has bigger size. But both of them, I'm fine with both of them playing either position.
What do you take out of a game like this, or what do you emphasize to the team? Do you emphasize the positive from kind of the last 5 minutes or so, or do you talk more about some of the stuff that they didn't do as well earlier?
Well, number one, when you play that hard and you have a disappointing ending, that's all you can ask for as a coach. They played extremely hard, and it was unfortunate the way the game ended. At the same time, we do have some things to clean up. I thought we gave up too many uncontested drives at times in the game, which led to kick-out threes and also some uncontested threes they made in the first half. A couple of those shots were just really good shots. We had hands in their face, and they have shooters with range. So I think to answer your question, we'll take some positives and some negatives out to work on. But overall, when you lose a game like this, we had a chance to win it. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for.
You obviously want to win every game, but how important is it to beat your crosstown rival?
Well, UCLA is a terrific team, very talented, very well coached, and they're playing well right now. They won 2 in a row, and for us to have a good Pac-12 record, they're one of the 11 teams we have to beat. So we look at that as another Pac-12 game with a little extra enthusiasm because they are local. It's a rival, and should be a great crowd in here. But we're looking to really ramp this up on a national scale, and the first thing we have to do is win league games, and tonight was one of those. So even though we have UCLA on Wednesday, this is the first time I've thought about that game when you asked that question, because we were focused on Stanford and winning this game.
Team is down by 13 with just under 7 minutes left. What does it show you that they were able to kind of rally and make it close at the end?
Well, we have potential. I think you see that. I think you see the potential in our young players, and for them to rally, come back, they had to get stops in the defensive end, and then of course, score the basketball. So we were down double digits and came all the way back and cut it to 1. So that's a very positive sign that we didn't give up, that we have some heart, and even though things weren't going our way, we were able to dig ourselves out of a hole and make it a game.
Jordan, what percentage would you say you were health-wise tonight?
Physically, I felt like I was about 85-90%. Mentally, I felt pretty strong, so I'd say 90-95%. It felt pretty good just being out there.
What happened on your turnover there? Coach said did you trip on your own feet there?
Yeah, when I crossed over, I just slipped. I don't know if it was a wet spot or anything, but I just crossed over, lost my footing, and just slipped.
What was your mindset or your thought process on that last play?
Well, I seen they were kind of like zoned up, kind of, with two guards in the paint, and then so as I crossed over, I was either going to come to a jump stop and float, whether the big helped up or not. If he helped up, I would have dropped it off to Nicola for an easy layup. If not, I was going to float it right, just get open floater.
How tough is it when you see a win or potentially getting the win and then you slip?
Yeah, it was a tough one. It's probably going to be hard to sleep tonight, but at the end of the day, we battle. We can get some positive things out of this, and we'll also take some negative things out of this. But at the end of the day, we competed, and that's all we could ask for.
Stanford had a lot of open threes and baseline drives, especially in the first half. Was there anything tricky that they did that tripped up the defense?
No, they didn't do anything tricky. We just weren't locked in like we should have been in the beginning. We should have played the whole game like we played the last 10 minutes of the game. That's how we got to come out every night in order to win.
How about for you in that situation at the end, knowing you're going to have the ball in your hands? You look forward to those kinds of opportunities?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why I came here, and that's what everybody lives for. When you're young, you shoot in the backyards, counting down 3, 2, 1, shoot it, and so that's what you live for. And it was just unfortunate that I slipped. I felt like I would have been able to get a good shot and make a good play.
How excited are you going to be Wednesday? It'll probably be a big crowd here playing UCLA.
It should be a very exciting game. USC, tough team, crosstown rivals. We're getting better every day in practice, and so it should be a fun game, fun and exciting.
What do you think about the lineup playing with Julian, with him playing point, and you running the 2 a little bit more?
I mean, it's pretty good. You know, like we're interchangeable. We could play the 1 and the 2. If I'm struggling handling the ball, he can handle the ball. If he's struggling handling the ball, I'll handle the ball. And so we're pretty interchangeable. I can come off screens. He can come off screens. We're able to create a lot within the offense.
Do you like playing the 2?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. High school, I was 1 and the 2, depending on what we needed. If we needed to run the offense, I would run the offense. If we needed a couple of shots, I'd play the 2. So I'm fine with either or.
Given how well the team played the other night, even though you weren't in there, but it seemed like there was a lot of effort from beginning to end. Were you surprised that you guys didn't come out that way tonight against Stanford?
Yeah, definitely. Versus Cal, they were locked in from the beginning, and that was the big difference. Everybody was talking on defense. Everybody was pushing in transition. Everybody was active. And like I said tonight, we came out pretty slow. In order to win in the Pac-12 or any game, you can't come out slow. You got to play hard right from the jump.
Is it more important because you're on a 3-game homestand to win, 2 out of 3 because you see how the road is really difficult?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, you love to take all 3 of them, but like you said, we lost a tough one tonight, and but we take it 1 game at a time. We got the next one coming up, and we would love to go 2-1. Yeah.
What does it mean that you guys were able to rally from down 13 with around 7 minutes left to make it a close game at the end?
It just shows how good we can be. You know, we don't want to dig ourselves into those type of holes, but it shows that we can get out of them. And so as long as we stay out of them, we could just get better and better, and then we could have the lead ourselves instead of always having to come back. So we just got to be ready from the jump.
That situation comes up again. Would you try to convince coach not to call a timeout?
Well, I thought it was a good timeout, and he drew up a good play, 1 for a flat, and then I just lost my footing. It was I mean, depending on the situation, it was but I agree with that. The timeout he took, it was a pretty good timeout.
He said you practiced only once coming into the game. Did you feel rusty at all at the start?
No, I mean, yeah, for first few 5 minutes I was in the game, I was kind of jumpy, just excited to be out there. But then my teammates were telling me, just slow down, it'll come. Just play within the game, it'll come. So I just slowed down and then played within the game.
The last play you said that they showed man would drop back into a zone. Were you kind of expecting some contact, and that's kind of caught you off guard a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely. The refs were calling it pretty tight, so coaches were saying get to the cup, and so I was about to attack, and then just lost my footing.
Do you have any explanation why the team's been so good at free throws the past couple?
Yeah, we've been putting up a lot of free throws during and at the end of practice, and they've been paying off. We've been shooting 80% plus the last 2 games, so we just got to continue that.
I was playing 29 minutes after coming back. How'd you feel?
I felt fine. I felt great being out there. While I was down, I was still going to the gym, getting cardio in, getting shots up. I was still staying active.
Is there anything you might have to do to your shoulder after the season?
Not that I know of yet. They said it looks pretty fine, and throughout the days, I'll just have to continue rehabbing, icing it, and taking good care of it.
Do you know if it was a dislocation or a separation or what?
They asked me if it came out all the way, and I said not really. So it was more of a sublex, I would say.